Hey guys, it's time for shit to get a bit real, so let's all just sit down and talk. Over the last almost year now, I've actually been keeping my private life pretty private. Ever since I found out that the girl I thought I was dating cheated on me and got pregnant with someone else's baby, and on top of that stole over $2,000 from me, I decided that maybe it was best I didn't share my private life with the public any longer. Well, then there was that suicidal phase that came later on, but that's not what we're talking about. I decided not to share so much of my personal life because I felt like it was just destructive. Seer is a very smart man when it comes to his private life. He made a video some time ago saying that he doesn't share his private life with people because he doesn't want people bringing up his ex-girlfriends or whatever years down the line. He, for some crazy reason, believes that relationships are between the two people that are in them, and that's it. Well, unless of course there's some kind of domestic abuse going on, in which case the police would be involved too. Regardless, one of the rumors going around is that I'm just an absolutely horrible being for putting my ex-girlfriend on camera a long time ago when she had just threatened to kill herself and make it look like I did it. I know, I live a crazy life. Anyway, at the time I released the video in question, which I should not have done. It was very immature of me, it was very irresponsible of me. The only reason I did it was to prove how crazy she was, which a lot of people didn't actually believe she was crazy because maybe they didn't understand the context of the video. I just saw the lies that she was fabricating in this blog about me, and I'm like, you know what? The world needs to know the truth about this lady. But seconds after I uploaded it, I had second thoughts, I removed the video, and of course somebody downloaded it and re-uploaded it, etc. So people say I'm an abusive asshole for that video, but the reality is, again, the woman literally threatened to kill herself and make it look like I did it, which is why I called the cops on her so she'd have a less likely chance of successfully killing herself, and it's also why I had a camera on her, so if she did kill herself, it wouldn't at all look like I did it, considering I'm across the room, staying as far away from her as possible, saying, this is where I am when this happened, if this is going to happen, because again, I lived a crazy life at the time. So if you hate me for flipping on a camera when someone who said that they genuinely love me and no one will ever love me as much as they love me said that they were going to kill themselves and make it look like I did it, then hate me. Whatever. You hate me for at least a valid reason, not for some kind of fabricated bullshit. Now moving on to another rumor. Somebody said that I beat my... Really? I'm gonna beat you! Anyway, so I was married for 5 years in my last marriage, and I asked for a divorce because I was getting really depressed, I was unmotivated, I was uninspired, and I just generally didn't like my life with that person. Our marriage primarily consisted of us just being friends, playing video games together, and making videos together, etc. It wasn't really romantic, it wasn't passionate or anything, it was really just kind of people hanging out. So anyway, to address a rumor that I heard, people were saying that I beat her during that relationship, and that's incredibly untrue. I've never beat anyone. In fact, the closest I've ever come to ever hitting a woman is when my mom took a flashlight that, you know those flashlights with the really huge batteries in them? My mom took a huge flashlight and she was smacking me in the hip with it. And I'm like, ow, stop, stop. So I pushed her away with my feet. And then my sister's boyfriend at the time sat me down and was like, you shouldn't beat women. And I'm like, dude, I just pushed her away with my feet because she was literally bashing my hip in with like a 2-pound flashlight. And he's like, well, okay. Oh, and then there was that incident where my ex-girlfriend refused to get out of my room, so I literally tried to pick her up and put her out of my room, but then she started hitting me, so I just pushed her out of the room and closed my door. So again, that is another truth about me. If you think it is wrong for someone to respond to them repeatedly telling you to get out of their room with pushing you out of their room, then you think I'm wrong, and you would hate me for a valid reason. In fact, that incident kind of happened twice. I pushed her once out of my bedroom, and the second time I was trying to hold the door shut in the office so she couldn't get in, but she was kind of like the, here's Johnny psycho, where she was just like, on the bedroom door or the office door, and I was just like, scared shitless. Anyway, but no, the only 2 incidents where the cops were called is one when she threatened to prove that I was an abuser, so I called the cops and I said, let's see what the cops think, if they think I'm an abuser for pushing you out of my room. And the cops said, yes, you should never push her out of your room even though she's being physically aggressive towards you and refuses to leave. However, their visit did conclude when they told her to leave me alone and not go into my room if I didn't want her to be there. Mind you, this also occurred during one of her and my very common breakups. So we weren't even dating at the time, which is why I was so uncomfortable with her being in my room. Okay, another rumor is that I hate US troops, even though once upon a time I was a US troop and I had many US troop friends. That one is obviously absolutely stupid. Why would I hate my friends? I don't. It makes no sense. There's the rumor that I wish death upon meat eaters, which means I would be wishing death upon my family, my loved ones, etc. That is another rumor that makes no sense whatsoever. I don't like talking about my current personal life, but there's also a rumor going around that I'm currently married to a 17-year-old. That is untrue. In fact, most any information you have on my current relationship status most likely came from one of my stalkers. I say, hey, creepy stalkers, stay out of my personal life, and they respond with, well, if you don't want us in your personal life, why do you talk about it so much? And I respond with, I don't. One, I learned my lesson last time and how dramatic things things can get when you involve people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And 2, I would like it to be reasonable when I ask people to stay out of my personal life, considering it is in fact nobody's business due to the fact that I don't make it anyone's business anymore. Other than, of course, what I've already said, which is I am not married to a 17-year-old. As for the people talking about me making a certain individual drop out of their university, that very same person is still at their university and has around a 3.7 GPA. So again, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, shut up. Another thing people are saying about me is that whenever I get into a relationship, I make the person I'm with quit their job, quit school, quit whatever, and push them towards being 100% financially dependent on me. This is untrue. The 5-year marriage I was in primarily involved me begging them to get a job and them refusing. The other relationship I was involved in with a person who has an absolutely beautiful singing voice repeatedly involved me encouraging her to complete songs to pursue her career further, but as many people do, she would procrastinate over and over again unless I put her on the spot and made a song myself, which, as you guys can see, looking back at our history, we did in fact do. An indisputable contradiction of this rumor is me promoting their YouTube channels, which they generated income off of. They literally got tens of thousands of subscribers off me. So one of my exes I'm still paying tens of thousands of dollars in alimony to, and the other ex conned me out of a couple grand for what she called living expenses. When she took a trip home, she stated that she lost her passport and just needed to wait it out till her new passport came in the mail. So naturally, I sent her those thousands of dollars in hopes that she would come back and we would continue to make videos together and she would make her songs and so forth. But of course, I have many wonderful bananas out there with very perceptive eyes who found out that she was in fact having sex with some other guy the whole time. Yay, me! So in conclusion, what do these exes get out of the relationship with me? Well, they definitely got some money. And they definitely got tens of thousands of subscribers. The only times I ever publicly stated anything negative about them was always in response to something negative that they did to me. A couple exes wrote very hateful, very inaccurate blogs about me after I broke up with them. But again, the mature thing would have been to just ignore it and rise above. And the other time I responded to an ex was when she literally stole my stuff from my house. People can say that was totally unprovoked, but you try leaving your house one day and coming back another day to find it totally trashed and half your stuff missing. They took my freaking toilet paper and pans, for Christ's sakes. So those are all the rumors that I wish to discuss right now. If you guys do not like me, if you do not want me to succeed in life, the best thing you can do is ignore me and move on. Because giving me more attention if you don't want me to have attention is incredibly ironic. I've seen people make anti-Onision Facebook posts, free advertisement for me. I've seen people make anti-Onision videos, anti-Onision Tumblr posts, anti-Onision tweets, all free advertisements for me. And lastly, for everybody implying that I'm an attention whore and not just somebody who wants to express himself and the truth that he represents, why would I block you if I want every single statistic boost I can get? And why would I constantly tell the truth when my imagination could generate something far more interesting? So, with all that being said, hopefully you see that I am just a guy who makes videos on YouTube. But if you don't, continue doing your ironic, self-destructive, time-wasting things. Regardless, thank you so much for taking the time to hear what I have to say. For anyone who feels like I'm giving too much attention to haters, that's not how it is. I'm giving a lot of attention to the truth. The people I love and appreciate most are my bananas. So don't think for a second just because I'm addressing the truth that I don't care about you. So anyway guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.